Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. We're live from Mazda Gallery, sort of. We're live every Tuesday right around 3:30 with Doug. He takes us through the dealership, he takes us through cars, our processes, and shows you anything and everything that you'd want to see and keeps you up to date with all the fun stuff that happens at the dealership. Just before we start, I'd like to remind everyone to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube so that you can keep up with Mazda Gallery at Mazda Gallery, Mazda Gallery Norwood. You have to click the little follow button in the right-hand corner of the screen because that allows you to subscribe to our videos so you don't even have to remember that we go live at 3:30-ish on Tuesdays. Doug, what are we doing today?
Registry.
What does that mean?
Today we're in the registry office. We're going to show you what happens after you buy a car.
Wait, we're at the RMV?
Not exactly. Internal RMV, actually. This is our drive office. And we have Louise Foley.
Hi.
And we have Andrea Thibault.
Hi.
So I'm going to go through the process of what we have to do that the customer is not aware of. So Massachusetts is not a state that does temporary plates, temporary tags. So we actually have to plate every car if it's a new plate, or we have to transfer their plate that they currently have. So you also need proof of insurance in Massachusetts. So basically what happens is after you buy a car and you go in the business office, you sign all that paperwork. We have to take that paperwork, your RMV1 form, and we have to fax this over to your insurance company, and they have to stamp the form to show you have proof of insurance before we can register the vehicle. Then that paperwork comes up here to this office where these two lovely ladies go online to the CVR system, which is hooked up to the Massachusetts registry, and they can actually go and print a new registration, assuming all the information is correct, of course. Or we can issue plates. So inside this highly secretive locked door, we have plates. And what's really cool, we even do like special plates, like Cape and Island plates.
Red Sox, Patriots.
We have electric vehicle plates. So you can actually pick, not the number, but you can pick the type of plate.
And you don't have to go anywhere to do it. So this is so you buy a car from us.
So you buy a car from us, and we handle all of this internally for you.
Perfect. How long does that take? A week, a month, a year?
No, so the great part is depending on timing. So the registry is typically open till about 5 o'clock at night, 5, 6 o'clock. So as long as the registry is open, we can turn around and process that paperwork. So theoretically, if a customer gets here early enough, say like 2 o'clock, by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we have enough time to fax the paperwork to their insurance company, get it stamped, come up here where these guys can turn around and process the registration.
Powerhouses.
And then they have 7 days to get their car inspected,
Which we also
do
do
in our service department.
Perfect. And where are we? So are we?
So we're in the main office, which is upstairs in the BMW building.
Which is right next door to us. So it's not like we're running down the street around the corner 50
Correct.
miles away. It's right on site. We can walk to it from Mazda Gallery, and it's not something that our customers have to worry about.
Exactly. And they process, so they don't just do Mazda registrations, but we have several dealerships, so they're processing BMW registrations. We have a Volkswagen dealership down the street. They're doing Volkswagen registrations here as well. So there's quite a few.
We do all around the country too.
All
That's
around
true.
the country.
Great point. So if you live, so we do a lot of business, yes, all over the country. We do tons of business from Rhode Island, from New Hampshire, from Connecticut. And so we're able to do those registrations for the customers as well, so they don't have to wait in line at the registry.
And we can do plates for them too, so it's not
We
just
can do
getting a
plates for them,
registration.
yes. So in Rhode Island, it's a little different. You have to actually do what's called a VIN check if you buy a used car. So they have to make sure it's the actual car. So they go to the police department, get that done, and then they take that paperwork to the registry in Rhode Island to get the customer's plates.
Beautiful.
Yes.
What else, Doug?
These guys can tell you what else they do.
Andrea.
We do a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. How many cars do you think you register in a month?
At least 200.
At least 200.
Just for Massachusetts alone. Never mind the other states.
Is it harder to register cars from other states?
Not really. We just have to make sure that all the paperwork is in order.
So you guys have to be pretty organized.
Very.
Very
You wouldn't be able to
organized.
tell by the desks, but
No. How long have you worked here?
8 years.
8 years. Louise, how long have you worked here?
2 years.
2 years. And what is your favorite thing about your job?
A lot of people.
people. Yeah.
The salespeople, yeah.
What's really fun is that they get to interact with everybody. So you guys interact with each other. You interact with the sales team, with our sales managers.
This office is Vegas.
This office is Vegas.
This office is Vegas.
This is Vegas.
Because
That's
our
why we're
Vegas
having
stays
so
in
much fun. We
Vegas.
win big here. You win big.
You have to, because this gets a little crazy because there's so much paperwork that's involved, and if something's not right, if the lien holder's not listed right, if the customer information's not listed right, if the driver's license information doesn't match, then that blows up the whole thing, and it can be very aggravating and frustrating, and so that's why this office is super important, and people need to recognize that.
Perfect. So just to kind of recap what we've talked about, you can buy a car from us. We can register your car for you here. You don't have to go wait in the long lines at the RMV or deal with anyone else. You can just deal with us, and then you can take the car back across the street and get it inspected, all on site.
Or right here.
Or right
Absolutely.
here, and it can happen in a matter of days. It's not weeks. It's
can
not
happen
months.
in a matter of
hours.
Yeah.
If
Hours.
everything goes correctly. So that's why it's very important to make sure we get copies of driver's licenses, we get the correct information, copies of registrations, all of that's super important so that it goes very smoothly and quickly. So sometimes customers will ask you questions like, well, why do you need my social security number? And why do you need to know if I had sometimes they have a mass driver's license and they move out of state and then they come back to Massachusetts. We need to know that information because they were already in the Massachusetts Registry database. And so we need to know what that was so that we can currently register the car. Otherwise, there are times when we can't do it here, and now we have to send somebody to the registry, and that can delay things for a day
And
or
we do
two.
have a great running service for that as well.
So what's a running service?
We have a mass running service that will actually take the paperwork to the registry for us, so we don't have to stand in line, nor does the customer.
Perfect. So it's all about convenience,
Yes.
really.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't have to do anything, they just have to wait and pick it up. Pick up the car.
Pick up your car.
That's
Come
it.
here.
Pick it up.
Buy
Buy
it.
it.
Buy it from Doug.
Get it registered.
Get it registered.
Get it registered. And
Have
And
fun.
drive away
driving.
happy.
And drive off.
From the
Right.
Mazda man.
Anything else you think we should know today?
I think that's it. And the good news is, so some insurance companies are open on Saturdays. The big ones like Geico, Amica,
Liberty.
Mutual. So there's times, believe it or not, if you come in early enough on a Saturday, like 9, 10 o'clock, you can still drive away with a new plate, even if the registry is closed on Saturdays, because we have the ability to do that online
A little
here.
behind the scenes tips there,
We
guys.
work on Saturdays,
We do.
Yeah.
because we love our customers.
And we're
We do.
retail.
You said it.
Doug.
And here's your registration.
And look at that.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Yay.
As if by magic.
Wow, it is magic.
Best way to
And the
reach you.
customer will be extremely happy when he comes in to get this.
Best way to reach
Best
you.
way to reach me on my website, mazdaman.com, or here at the dealership.
Or here at the dealership. Call him. Ask for Doug. Dougie Fresh. When are we live?
We are live every Tuesday at 3:15ish.
Ish, guys.
Yes.
Heavy on the ish. But we
Yes.
get there.
And next week, Mazda parts.
Mazda parts. Look at Doug delivering little sneak peeks of next week. All right, guys. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Click the little follow button in the right-hand corner of the screen. And tune in every Tuesday at 3:30ish because you want to see what Doug's going to get himself into next. Have a good one and enjoy the rest of your week.